What's up, crypto crew? Just bringing you a quick tutorial here. I just want to jump into a bit of talking around the mining of cryptocurrencies. So as some of you are aware, I do a bit of Ethereum mining with a lot of the different hardware that you can see in the back and others off in other places. Now what I wanted to do is just explain to you guys the mining of cryptocurrencies. In short, is where you would use hardware to maintain that blockchain or whatever it is that that coin or whatever currency that it is you are mining. It is usually to maintain that network. There is other types of mining in the ways of data storage, which I'll do in another video on things like storage, SIA or SIA, however you pronounce it, and there's a lot of different ways of actually mining coins too. So as you can see here, there's different types of miners, like a USB miner, in this case here an Ethereum mining rig with graphics cards doing the work, and an ASIC miner, which you see a lot of the Bitcoin, Dash and Litecoin being mined on. There's pros and cons to each of the hardwares, obviously being cost, efficiency, how much people are in the same boat using those same type of equipment to mine, so which is referred to your difficulty. So that as time goes on, things change, prices come down, efficiency of new units come in and also produce more work or more hash rate for a similar type of unit. So you have to really keep on top of the changes that are happening when it comes to mining and the hardware and such. There's certain coins that, for example, only are mined with a CPU, and that's how a lot of the coins started off, like with Bitcoin. And as an example, started off you could mine it with your CPU, then you could mine it with your GPU, and then eventually these miners, these ASIC miners came out, which have changed the way in which that Bitcoin network is being maintained. So as the hardware comes out, it phases out a lot of the people that are using the older technology, and they become a bit more, I guess, not being able to be efficient on the network. What I'm going to do is quickly go through a way of getting you guys up and running to do some of your own mining. Now, I'm not going to say this is the best way of doing it, because I know it's not. There's other ways of actually doing the same thing and actually getting better results, but just to get you guys started, for some of you who haven't actually done any mining yet, I just want to show you how this program makes it quite simple to jump in, start mining, see how it goes, and then you can go from there. You could look at maybe upping to buying one of these units, or a computer with the graphics cards, or whatever you want to do. So the program I'm talking about is Minergate. Now what happens with this program is, when it's installed on your computer, you log in with an account and you can turn on a bunch of different coins that they allow you to actually mine. So the supported ones are shown here, with like Zcash, Bitcoin Gold, Ethereum, all that stuff. So you've got all these ones here that they support now, and it's quite simple to actually install. So it's basically just an exe file that you download and run in the background of your computer. Now you can go through and read up on the information that they have. They do have a chat. They've also got a calculator on how much profitability they believe you would get. So if you go to something like Ethereum and you would put in a mega hash range, so for example an R9 290 was rated at about 29 mega hash, that's going to give you in one day 0.00805 Ethereum, which is equal to 0.00036 BTC. Now you can change the scale across to USD. You can see there that in that 24 hours you make $3.50, which is good to just run. But you got to think of things like wear and tear on your equipment, because usually you'd be running this equipment 24/7. That's the only time you're going to actually make any of those make any of that money, is by leaving it on for that long period of time. You've also got your electricity costs, because the equipment is running 24/7. It is running at 100%, trying to push as much calculations through that hardware. So whatever it is you're using, it's going to start to drain power. If your supplier of electricity charges quite a bit, and you're actually not on the best electricity plan, that can run up a bit of a bill and may outweigh the benefits of actually mining. So you need to work that out first, how much power that's going to draw. A good thing to do, in the back here I've actually got some power meters. One of these units here, where you'd plug it into the wall, and then the other end you plug your computer into that side. It gives you a rundown of how much electricity you're drawing, and you can also add in there things like costs, and it can try and calculate that out on a rough cost basis. But you need to make sure that it's actually going to be worthwhile doing that. So Ethereum's one of those that you can mine, an Ethereum Classic. As you jump into some of the others, you can see there's like Litecoin, Monero, and what it'll actually do is, if you add in roughly how much your hash rate will be, it'll tell you how much in there you would be making, and it calculates out the best one in there. So in this instance it's saying Monero, but at the end of the day, over a week, for 1,000 mega hash, that's $18 over a week. So you kind of got to weigh up, okay, it's this program alone is not going to be the most efficient and money making tool to use, unless you're using no power to really do it, or next to no power I should say. But it is a good start for people that haven't done any mining before, want to get into it, try it out. This is a good little tool to have a look, and you can see what how it will work and how comfortable you'd feel running the computer 24/7, seeing how much power it's going to draw, etc. So if we're going to jump in, actually download the tool, there is a Windows, Mac, Ubuntu and Fedora, so whichever one you're actually after. There's some of the old versions in there, but it's best to stick with the latest version when possible. So I'm going to use Windows like always, and we're going to save that file. Now it's about 12 meg, so it's a pretty small file, and we're going to open it up. Alright, so now that the install go through, I'm just setting it to a default file path and all that stuff. So we open it up, and then we're basically on the front screen. So what I'm going to do here is create an account. Now you type in your email and the password that you want to create. And we hit register. Now, as you can see, we're in straight away, and what we'll have here is the wallet itself, which shows all the different types in here, so all the different currencies. And from here, once we've received an actual payment, we would withdraw it from here and send it to somewhere else. So if we wanted to send it to a wallet that holds that currency, we can send it from there to that wallet address by withdrawing the amounts there, the fee, etc., and then your address, withdraw. To jump straight in and start mining, there's the smart mine, and once you hit start, it basically just starts to mine straight away. Now what it's assuming is I'm going to use the best payback, which was what I was saying earlier, the Monero. It's using 4 cores on my CPU right here, and it's using the intensity of 2 on the GPU. So it's actually using both of them instead of just one to mine that currency. So as that's going, you'd see the rate of how much it's actually mining. So the CPU obviously is a lot lower than GPU. And I'm just gonna slow that down because I'm trying to record this video at the exact same time. As you saw then, it quickly jumped up to about 200 and also 6 hash there. So let's say for example even 250 hash per second. And what we do, just to jump back to that calculator, under hash per second, 200 or 250 hash per second in US dollar, if I left that running for an entire week, I would get $4.50. So not going to be worth it, but it's a good start. As you can see, it was running 4 cores, so all the cores of this computer was running at 100%. So that's why it slowed down. Intensity of the GPU, same thing. So you're not going to be able to do anything else really on this computer but mine. So unless you're going to stop it to actually play games or do whatever you want to do on the computer, you'd have to stop or reduce down the amount of cores and the intensity of that mining to do your normal day-to-day stuff. So I'm just going to stop this one right now on the smart miner. And there's also just the normal one. So on the normal one here, you'll see all of those currencies. You can actually do a combination. So I might want to have one core doing this Bitcoin. I want one core doing the Bitcoin Gold. I want my GPU to be doing, let's pick Monero on one. And they'll just sit there and mine across a few of those. Now, whether or not that's the most efficient way, I don't think it would be, but it would be best to have all of those cores running on that one coin, trying to maximize your efficiency. But at the end of the day, this tool is not going to give you the best bang for buck. So this is, hopefully it's not jumping in and out when I go back to watch the but from here you'll start to see that unconfirmed balance starting to build up, and once it's confirmed, you'll see it over in the wallet. And it'll also show here, this is your wallet balance over here on the side, so you can see there how much it's actually accumulated over time. I'm not going to go through too much of the difficulties and the shares and such. The only thing I'd say is that if you've got a poor internet connection, you'll tend to get a lot more bad shares, and therefore you wouldn't actually be gaining much coins from that. It'll only, like the good shares, is where you'll get actually paid. There is other things in here around the rewards and such, but at the end of the day, this is a pool software. So basically all of these computers join together and pool their resources to gain those coins. So that's why you're constantly getting, I guess, a payment, but the payment isn't as high as maybe using one of the other tools. So I'm not going to bother about the other pools in here. Benchmark, you can test to see how good the hardware is, and achievements is just some little thing that they've added in to, I guess, get people to continue using their tool. The support takes you off to their support page. Nothing too fancy over there. You can learn up a bit more. The options up the top, your menu where you can log out of your account or quit. Now the view where you can turn on and off other coins. So if I go back to the miner and I know I don't want to mine, let's say for example Zcash, I can click on that and it'll turn it off and it'll reduce it out of the list. Options, you can say close to tray and all those start up on system startup, and the help. Now when you do close this and you hit the X button, it won't close the program. It'll minimize into your toolbar, so you'll have to go down and open that back up again just to actually close it down. If you want to turn it off, you'd have to go menu and quit. Now when you open this back up again, it should log back into your account. Sometimes it doesn't, and you need to type your email address back in again. And you can do this across multiple computers. So if you wanted to, you could have 2 or 3 or 4, whatever amount of computers you want, log in via the same email address. It'll all send to that same account. At the end of the day, it's sitting in this account until you take it out. So at any stage, if this company goes under, you will lose whatever coins you've got sitting in that current balance. So it's good to try and get those out, put them in an exchange. Maybe you could sell some, but at the end of the day, I've had this running on one of my computers as a test for a few months, and I ended up with about 5,000-6,000 of these Bitcoins. So that's quite good to say, yeah, I've got that amount of coins, but they're worth 0.000 something, whatever it's at. So basically, for all that work, there's not much return. So I probably won't bother with it. It was more just a test to see what it was like. But if for some reason the Bitcoin does go through to a reasonable price, then at least I could sell them then for something. All these other options up here, not too fussed about the proxy settings. You won't need to change any of that. When a new version of Minergate software gets sent out or updated on their website, you will get a notification on this to say, hey, there's a new version, do you want to update it? And you can update it from there, and it'll automatically go through updates, and you just log back into your same account. You'll have all your coin balances sitting there, and that's about it. So that's really about it for this Minergate software. I'm not going to go into too much detail, as it's not the most efficient tool to be using. If you are serious in getting into mining, you would start to look at some of the other tools out there that are more dedicated to just mining that individual coin. Some of those tools I'll be talking about in further upcoming videos. But as always, jump back into the Discord channel, put some more questions in there, see what you're after. If you want more videos on certain things, let me know, and I'll get in there and make them as soon as I can. So until next time, thanks for watching. Not all of them, some of you are if you're in a if you have